All right, I just want to set the record straight for something. We're going into this offseason. We're seeing a bunch of different stories. We're seeing a bunch of fans reacting in different ways. And let me first just give credit to the Browns fans. You're classy. I mean that. You are classy. When you got exited out of the playoffs on this channel, there's still been nothing but love for the Lions. And even congratulations to the Texans. It's been really classy. But at the same time that I wanted to give you credit for that, we also need to talk about what's going on into next year. And in case anybody was still wondering, and I'm going to give a lot of stats to back this up and why I think you're in a better spot than you might fear. All right. Stating the obvious, Deshaun Watson is the Browns' starting quarterback in 2024. Now, it should be obvious given the fact that you owe him like $63.5 million each year for the next 3 years, which is really big. All right? It's really, really big. And that's what it says in this article. It should be given. But head coach Kevin Stefanski, whoops, all right, has confirmed that Deshaun Watson will be the starting quarterback of the Browns in 2024. Look, I know Joe Flacco has had really good production this year. I understand that. And I understand kind of the hesitancy to going back to Deshaun Watson and seeing what he did. But I want to put some things into perspective for you. All right, this year, Deshaun Watson had exactly 170 attempts. He threw the ball 170 times for the Browns. Last year, for the Browns, he threw the ball 170 times. All right, last year it turned into 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. This year it turned into 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 picks. The player grades on PFF were overall much better this year at a 67. Last year it was at like a 58 or 59. Why am I telling you this? If you go back to the last time Deshaun Watson played a full season, he had 495 attempts. I believe in the 2 seasons where he's had the ability to play in 34 games, I mean, he was suspended for a bunch last year. He had the injury this year. I'm pretty confident Deshaun Watson, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on the exact amount, but he played, and he's only played in 12 games. All right, the last time he had a full season, his overall grade was an 81.3. He threw for 3,800 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 12 picks. He also ran for 367 yards, 320 of those being rushing yards. All right, he still can run. He can still do all these things. When you compare him to Flacco, there's a couple of things that I always like to look at. Completion percentage. Deshaun Watson's at 62. Flacco is at 60. And I know what you're thinking, like, but Flacco's throwing more or touchdowns. Touchdowns are important. You know what's more important? Touchdown to interception ratio. And if you go by the regular season, Flacco has thrown 13 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. All right, this year, if you had it similar, all right, but Deshaun Watson was 7 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. He had a slightly better touchdown-interception ratio. If you add the playoff game in there, it gets even more favorable for Watson because Flacco goes to 14-10. All right? It's not great. So Joe Flacco also is 38 years old. Like, he's 38 years old. He will be 39 very soon. All right? His birthday is like in a week or 2 or something like that. Deshaun Watson is 100% your quarterback of the future. The question is, who's the backup? Do you want to see Flacco brought back? Do you want to continue to see what DTR has and continue to mold him as a backup quarterback in a similar meld as Deshaun Watson and train him to become the quarterback of the future? What does backup quarterback is the question that I have. Because here's what Watson has shown. He has shown that he is a capable starter. He has shown that this team can win under him. I'm telling you right now, you were 11-6. If Deshaun Watson was your starter for the entirety of the football season, you'd have been 11-6 or better. You have largely the same team coming back next year. The pieces are in place. So the question you have to ask yourself is who's the backup? Because Deshaun Watson in the last 2 years has also shown his body's starting to fail him. Now, maybe after a couple of years of, he has a serious injury here, serious injury there, he's got some suspension issues. Maybe his body has gotten to the point where it's starting to heal up nice or well enough that he's going to be good to go. A lot of times quarterbacks have it where they have a 2-year stretch, a 2-3-year stretch, even a 1-year stretch where they're really unhealthy. And then after that, they stay healthy for a long time. It's almost like you hit a patch of bad luck and then things are good. So excited to see a healthy Deshaun Watson and excited to see what happens when he plays throughout the whole year. He was starting to play better. He was starting to play better. If you look at his last 2 games, all right, he played well. Against Arizona, he played well. 2 touchdowns, no picks, was efficient with the football. All right. And then against Baltimore, who is phenomenal, he played well, went in there, got the team a victory, right? So, just all these crazy things. All these crazy things where you're like, okay, he will be fine. But that was game 6 and 7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, game 5 and 6 because he only played 6 games this year. That's right. And he started playing better in those games. All right, if you even take the 3rd game against Tennessee, he played really well in that game. 27 of 33, 82% completion percentage, 8.8 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Played really well. And so, I just need it to be known. His first 2 games, rough. But then he started playing much better. This is a guy, Kevin Stefanski is a head coach that has figured it out. He will figure it out. He is not the problem here. He is a good head coach. All right. And so I really do believe when you get him in there, you get that healthy offensive line around him, which gets the running game even better. You are going to see a Deshaun Watson come out and do some really good things. He has proven that he can be a good quarterback in this league. I understand the mental stuff. I get it. I understand that players who go through what he went through, all of the stuff and all the heat he's going to take on social media really for the rest of his life and playing career is difficult. I get that. But at the same time, let's just take a step back and let's realize that he has the talent to be a good player. And I believe he has the coach that can take it out of him. And I think we're already starting to see it. It's just unfortunate because it had to be cut short. Also, based on now what we know his injury is, let's not question his toughness anymore. Let's not do that because we found out he was way more injured than we thought. Dude's tough. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. We'll keep making videos. I know you're not in a time where you want to hear about the Browns a lot right now, and that's okay. That's okay. We'll keep making videos, and we'll keep talking about stuff until you come back around during free agency and during the draft. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. See ya.